Gopinath, 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 Gopinath. नियत चरणे स्थान गोपीनाथ, नियत चरण स्थाने मागे पमारा खांदिया खांदिया, मागे पमारा करो हे करुणा दाना गोपीनाथ, करो हे करुणा दाना Gopinath, 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 Gopinath. Tumi to sakale paro, Gopinath, tumi to sakale paro. दुर्जन तारी थे तुम्हार सकती, दुर्जन तारी थे के आछे पापीरा आरो, गोपीनाथ के आछे पापीरा आरो। Gopinath, 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 Gopinath. Tume kripa parabara, Gopinath, tume kripa parabara. जीवेर कारणे आसिया प्रपंचे, जीवेर कारणे लीला कोइलो सुभिस्तारा, गोपीनाथ लीला कोइलो सुभिस्तारा। Gopinath, 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 Gopinath. Ami ki dose dosi, Gopinath, ami ki dose dosi. असुर सकाला पाहिलो चरण, असुर सकाल विनोद ठाकिलो गोसी, गोपीनाथ विनोद ठाकिलो गोसी। Gopinath, 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 Gopinath. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Quickly see the meaning. I think all devotees have seen already. Once we'll just go through the meaning and then we'll begin it. O Gopinath, Lord of the Gopis, please hear my request. I am a wicked materialist, always addicted to worldly desires, and no good qualities do I possess. O Gopinath, you are my only hope, and therefore I have taken shelter at your lotus feet. I am now your eternal servant. O Gopinath, how will I purify myself? I do not know what devotion is, and my materialistic mind is absorbed in fruity work. I have fallen into the dark and perilous worldly existence. O Gopinath, everything here is your illusory energy. I have no strength or transcendental knowledge, and this body of mine is not independent and free from the control of material desire. O Gopinath, this sinner who is weeping and weeping begs for an eternal place at your divine feet. Please give me your mercy. O Gopinath, you are able to do anything and therefore you have the power to deliver all sinners. Who is there that is more of a sinner than myself? O Gopinath, you are the ocean of mercy. Having come into this phenomenal world, you expand your divine pastimes for the sake of the fallen souls. O Gopinath, I am so fallen that although all the demons attained your lotus feet, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has remained in worldly existence. Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki cha. Today we will be discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 18th chapter, verse number 32. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नस्तप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोकैर्भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. श्रीमद्भागवतम 4:18-32. प्राक्पृथुरिह नैवैषा पुरग्रामादिकल्पना यथा सुखं वसन्ति स्म तत्र तत्र कुतो भयः प्राक्पृथुरिह नैवैषा पुरग्रामादिकल्पना यथा सुखं वसन्ति स्म तत्र तत्र कुतो भया प्राक्पृथुरिह नैवैषा पुरग्रामादिकल्पना यथा सुखं वसन्ति स्म तत्र तत्र कुतो भयः प्राकृतोरिहने वैश्या पुरग्रामादिकल्पना यथा सुखं वसन्ति स्म तत्र तत्राकुतो भया प्राकृतोरिहने वैश्या पुरग्रामादिकल्पना यथा सुखं वसन्ति स्म तत्र तत्राकुतो भयः। माताजी प्राकृतोरिहने वैश्या पुरग्रामादिकल्पना यथा सुखं वसन्ति स्म तत्र तत्राकुतो भया। प्राग before pratoho king prathu iha on this planet na never eva certainly esha this pura of towns gramadi of villages etc kalpana planned arrangement yatha as sukham convenient vasanti sma lived tatra tatra here and there akuto bhayaha without hesitation. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Arvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Before the reign of King Prithu, there was no planned arrangement for different cities, villages, pasturing grounds, etc. Everything was scattered, and everyone constructed his residential quarters according to his own convenience. However, since King Prithu plans were made for towns and villages. Purport. From this statement, it appears that town and city planning is not new, but has been coming down since the time of King Prithu. In India, we can see regular planning methods evident in every old cities. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there are many descriptions of such ancient cities. Even 5,000 years ago, Lord Krishna's capital, Dwarka was well planned, and similarly, other cities, Mathura and Hastinapur, now known as New Delhi, were also well planned. Thus, the planning of cities and towns is not a modern innovation but was existing in bygone ages. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purports of the fourth canto, 18th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam entitled Prithu Maharaj Milks the Earth Planet. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्तस्य ज्ञानञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरतुचे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्तकांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for today morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. First of all, I would like to seek blessings of all the devotees so that I can speak something in glorification to Srimad Bhagavatam and Lord Krishna's words in Parampara. So today we are discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam 4:18:32. So this is the last verse of this chapter. Uh, 18 where Prithu Maharaj milks Mother Earth, and the description is given that how Prithu Maharaj arranges first of all Manu Maharaj to take out all the seeds that are that kind of got deteriorated within the womb of Mother Earth. Mother Earth said that please arrange a suitable calf. In case suitable calf is arranged, then I will be able to give out, because for calf I am very much affectionate. So then, Prithu Maharaj arranges, and then taking the, advantage of the situation, then all others also, they also come and they also, make different personalities as calf, and then, they take out their suitable food for their species or their, people. Like Manu Maharaj, he takes out all the grains and all the herbs and things like that. And Prahlad Maharaj, he takes out what? Liquor and all these things for his demoniac associates, because they are associate, that is natural food for them actually. So that is what we see in this particular chapter. And coming towards the end of the chapter, actually it comes that how Prithu Maharaj planned out the cities, because before Prithu Maharaj leveled the earth, actually the earth was not flat. The grounds were not there basically. Too many ups and downs were there now, and people were staying here and there according to their convenience. But Prithu Maharaj is the first one who leveled the ground, and then he planned out cities, you know, uh, and planned out different construction sites that people can live very happily and peacefully. So in today's discussion, we will be seeing that first of all, the city planning and all, they are not new. They are all well known in the Vedic time also to the people in general, that we will see. Then we will see the comparison between the modern cities and the cities that were existing previously. And then we will see something about how Prabhupada was himself a great organizer, and how do we balance. See, we criticize a lot modern science and modern so-called advancement so we will try to understand from Prabhupada purports that how to reconcile these two facts, that sometimes Prabhupada says that we have to Indians are like blind people, and Westerners are like, sorry, Westerners are like blind people and Indians are like lame people. And both of them they combine, then the combination will be very good. So from Prabhupada purpose, we'll try to understand the meaning of that. And then towards the end, we will try to see how Prabhupada utilized these things in service to Krishna. So that is the summary thing that we will try to see. So now coming back to our original discussion, that the city planning is not new. So this city planning that is already existing actually in the Vedic time also. Like if you see Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto and 41 chapter, there the description of Mathura comes actually. So we'll just quickly once see that, and then we'll go back to our discussion. So 10th canto 41, verse number 20 and 23. There the description comes of the city of Mathura. I hope you are able to see. So the Lord saw Mathura with its tall gates and household entrances made of crystal, its immense archways and main doors of gold, its granaries and other storehouses of copper and brass, and its impregnable moats. Beautifying the city were pleasant gardens and parks. The main intersections were fashioned of gold, and there were mansions with private pleasure gardens, along with guild halls and many other buildings. Mathura resounded with calls of peacocks and pet pet turtle doves, who sat in the small opening of the lattice windows and on the gem-studded floors, and also on the columned balconies and on the ornate rep terrace in the front of houses. These balconies and rep terrace were adorned with Veduria stones, diamonds, crystal quartz, sapphire, coral, pearls, and emeralds. All the royal avenues and commercial streets were sprinkled with water, as were the side roads and courtyards and flower gardens. Newly grown sprouts, parched grains, and rice had been scattered about everywhere. Gracing the houses, doorways were elaborately decorated pots filled with water, which were bedecked with mango leaves, smeared with yogurt and sandalwood paste, and encircled by flower petals and ribbons. Near the pots were flags, rows of lamps, bunches of flowers, and the trunks of banana and betel nuts. So we see the description of the city that was there during Vedic time. That how now the modern man is trying to imitate the city, but we don't have like the real Veduria, we don't have the emerald and other things, but the man is trying to copy at least in terms of color. So that is why they paint their different buildings with different uh, colors, that it appears like the Vedic time, like golden you know arch and other things. So actually we see the remnants of these Vedic cities. जय श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई की जय, श्री श्री गौरांगी बेंगलोरेश्वर की जय, श्री श्री निताय चैतन्य की जय, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय. So we see the remnants of these more Vedic cities, the latest history that is known to in people in general is this Mohenjo-daro and Harappa civilization. So there they do the digging and then they are finding out that there was a well planned city and things like that, and those were cities were existing. So I was just doing a little research that why only few places they are able to find out, or they are able to do locate such city culture. Was city culture not so common and things like that? So I came across many quotations and many purports of Prabhupada, wherein many places Prabhupada says that actually previously people would live very natural life. They would live very natural life. So the houses that were constructed in general would be made up of mud. Now they do digging anywhere and everywhere, they will not find out, because mud is mud only. Because in case the earth crust, they are able to find out only city, and the other things they are not able to find out. Basically people were staying in mud houses, and staying in mud house is much more comfortable. I remember since till 2008 or so, we were also staying in actually mud house. We had permanent house also, but the mud house was in the fields, and me and my parents, we were staying in the mud house, and it was much comfortable place than the currently the newly built house that is there actually, because now mosquitoes, this, that, and so many other problems are there. But when mud house was there, every week my mother would leap it and cover it with cow dung and cow urine and other things, and mosquitoes and other things would not be there, and these diseases of having dengue, malaria, and all these things were like kind of unheard during that time. But when this newly constructed house came, my brother got 2 3 times actually dengue, because of the mosquitoes and other things. So people would live very natural life. They would not live artificial life. That is the whole point actually in Vedic time when people would be living. Apart from this, when the Vedic cities were there, so the Vedic cities were also oriented towards simple life. They were not too much towards artificial life. Now in modern cities, if you see, the artificiality is given too much importance, and because of that, what happens? Now somebody who is staying in Bangalore, he has to go to Mysore for working. Now for that, what they have to do? They have to have transportation system. For that, highways are required, railway system is required, and in that railways, people get free massage when they are going. Like sometimes we have the experience of going, like we have a big tension when we go for camps, and in case Saturday we are going or Sunday we are coming back, then how to bring back the boys, because the boys generally they do not get even place to sit when we are coming back. Even we have booked our own reserve ticket. So I remember we went for one camp in Melkote, and in return we have booked our tickets and things like that. And Vijay Krishna Prabhu was also there with us. So it was a very difficult time for us to find a place for him to sit. So somehow he said But then, 5 or 6 different Matajis, they came and they also sat beside him, up, top, down, bottom, everywhere. And some devotees were like this, and they were just like this only throughout the entire journey and things like that. So it was a very, difficult situation to come across. And recently, we had been to Wada, and on the way we went to, this Kalyan railway station, and there we saw, my lord, the kind of, way the people were boarding the train. I have a small clip of the video. I will just show you that how people board, the train, the modern cities, artificial life. I'll just show you that, small clip. Yesterday, while preparing for the class, I just downloaded that video. Yeah. You just see how the modern cities are, See, so many people are waiting. How they will board? That is different. Before the train will stop, people will start boarding. People will start getting down also. You just see. So there is no space. Somehow or other, the train will move, but so this is the result of actually artificial life. Because now these people who are staying in Pune, they have to go to Mumbai for work. And those who are staying in Mumbai, they will come to Lonavala and other places for work because of artificial life. But in ancient time also cities were there, but they would not be living like this kind of life. Mainly the Kshatriyas who would extract taxes from people. They would not be going much for work and all, so they would be staying in the cities, not like today's today's places. Now devotees who are staying here also, because they have to go for work in Whitefield and sometimes to JP Nagar and other places, they have to go for journey of around 2.5 hours, 3 hours and things like that. So literally almost 4 hours or 5 hours just goes in traffic only. So this is the disadvantage of the modern cities, because they are going away too much away from natural lifestyle. Now how long this unnatural lifestyle will go on? It is not going to last for a long time, because now people are also realizing that we should go for natural life, we should go for organic agriculture and things like that. So if you see, the whole city culture will collapse in just 3 days in case the electricity is not there. Electricity is not there, then water will not go on the top of the terrace. Water will not go, then bathroom, toilets, and those things will not work. And then electricity is not there. Night you can't do anything. So the whole city culture will collapse in just 3 days, and that is what we see actually in Russia and Ukraine fight. I was just going through some devotees pastime, that how devotees are surviving in Ukraine. So the Russia is just bombing them with bombs and things like that. And first of all, they bombed all their tower, the power houses and things like that. And because of that, now in the cities there is no power. And because of that, now they are supposed to live in the forest. And those who are having independent villas and things like that, they are also taking out water from ground and using that. Now groundwater also, how long it will continue? Like I was there in Pesset College since last 3 days. There near we have a center. We were staying there. So every alternate days, I was able to see that everybody is literally awake. So I was thinking, my Lord, what happened? Golden Yuga has begun or what? Everybody is outside for chanting holy name, or are they visiting the temple of Ganesha because there is a nearby Ganesha temple? But then, to my surprise, when I went out, I was seeing that all of them, they are eagerly waiting for Kaveri water, and nobody should take out their water and put in their sump, because the scarcity of water is so much. And now whatever water comes out, hardly few buckets of water only they are able to take out, actually using the tap and things like that. And everybody, literally, the entire family is awake just to take out water. And there are some Mataji, elderly Matajis. In general, they say that very difficult to practice Krishna consciousness and all. Sometimes we go to their houses and do kirtan and tell them that please do chanting and all. So in general, for them it is very difficult to get up. But during these days, early in the morning, round the clock, it is like by default alarm is put, and they are very much aware actually about devotees, because we have two buildings. One is this side and the other is this side. So this side, Mataji, they say that all of you come and take bath this side. That is why water is getting over this side. And the other side building, Mataji, they are saying that you are all coming and taking bath this side because the water is getting over. Now, for all these days, none of them were worried that we were going and taking bath in this side or that side and things like that. Why? Because sufficient quantity of water was there. So similarly, in the Vedic time also, we see people had sufficient, amount of food grains and dairy products and things like that. So there was no scarcity. That is why we see in Vrindavan people play Holi also with what? With curd, with butter, with ghee, and all these things they play holy. Now these things are like in the modern time it is unheard of. Like the other day I was just going when I was working, and I was going in the this nice road with my bike with full speed, and I was wearing raincoat, and I saw another person who was wearing raincoat, and he was having a puppy dog with him, and the puppy dog was also wearing the raincoat. Now how he is able to afford the raincoat for him? Because he is having so much money that he can afford raincoat for him. So similarly in the Vedic time we see the cows, they are wearing in their horns they are wearing golden ornaments, and silk clothes are given to the cows. Why they are able to give so many things to the cows? It is not because people in general they were hungry and only to cows they were giving. They had so many things in abundance that they were even giving to cows and other animals also, and they were able to decorate them also very nicely. So this was the natural lifestyle actually that they were living, and this was the culture that was there in the ancient time. you know and because of this artificial life, if you see, the groundwater is getting over. One such example we see even in Bangalore only. So I was just discussing with Abhimanyu Prabhu that how is the situation in Chennai. So during summer time in Chennai, you know what happens? How devotees take bath? They take bath just with one mug of water. Can you imagine? Just one mug of water every devotee gets, and with that only. Then I was asking him, how do you take bath with that one mug of water? He says, we just dip our hand and then do like this. So that whole body is wet. And how do devotees wash their clothes? Every devotee is given 2 or 3 mugs of water, and then they have to just drop, 2 drops or 3 drops of, this, what is that? Not soap powder. They cannot use soap powder. In case they use soap powder, water is not there to wash it. Dettol they use 2 or 3 drops of Dettol they use. They squeeze their clothes in that and dry it and use it. So this is the result of actually artificial lifestyle. So there is a lecture by His Holiness Radhan Maharaj. He has given concrete jungles. The modern cities are like nothing but concrete jungles. In the jungle, still a person can survive. Because natural fruits, flowers, and other things will be there. Water will be there. River will be there. But in concrete jungle, nobody will be able to survive. Everybody is running the rat race. And you just ask them, why are you running this rat race? People do not know also that why they are running rat race. And they are so much accustomed to this unnatural lifestyle that sometimes they are taken to natural lifestyle. They feel like, where I have come, I'm feeling like, disturbed. Like we had a friend in NITK. He was staying in actually Bangalore, and his house was just next to the highway, you know just next to the highways. So every now and then, the truck and all the vehicle sound will come and things like that. So he would be in the night time, he would not get sleep on time. And we asked him, why you are not getting sleep? He said, because the disturbance, that was there every day for me, that has become so natural that till that disturbance is there for me, I don't get sleep. So literally he would put a video or audio of, clip of, you know, vehicles making sound, and then only would go to sleep. So this is artificial lifestyle, and because of that now he is having so many other diseases and other things like that, sleep order disorders and things like that, unnatural lifestyle. So this unnatural lifestyle is leading to so many problems actually. So when Prabhupada is criticizing this modern lifestyle and things like that, so he is criticizing them from this angle, that unnatural lifestyle will lead to unhealthy lifestyle, and that will lead to so many diseases and other things. And because of that, the heart is not getting satisfied in relationship and other things. And because heart is not getting satisfied, they are looking for too many artificial things. Like the other day only, one of my friend, uh, so he is preaching in ACS college. So he came across some first year boy, medical boy, who is studying in ACS medical college. And now this particular fellow, he had developed some ulcers in his private parts. So he went to the doctor, and the doctor said it seems to be very serious disease. First of all, you have to go for HIV, AIDS test and things like that. Then only we will go for further treatment and all. He said, no, sir, I have never come across this kind of things and all. It seems to be some skin disease and only. Then he said, okay, as a doctor, this is my duty to do this test first of all. So he did the test, and after 3 days, the result came out, and the result was that actually he was HIV positive. Now just imagine, 20-year-old boy, he comes from a rural background, and he has been there in the city since only for 6 months. And because of that, living in this so-called hostel life and all his friends, they were indulging in all these nonsense activities, and now he got HIV AIDS. 20-year-old only, now he cannot marry also, he cannot do anything is within with his life. Not only he, no, he was the only one who was encountered with this disease. Not only he alone, 20 of his friends, all of them, they were indulging into this kind of nonsense activity, and they are all having same disease. Now just imagine where the modern lifestyle is leading to. Initially, science began with, to increase the, ease and comforts of people. But where it is leading to? It is leading to such a nonsense lifestyle. So the modern advancement, modern city culture, and modern so-called, comfortable life, it's a big hoax actually. So that is why Prabhupada, when he speaks very strongly against modern advancement and things like that, he speaks so that people are saved. People are, saved from going directly to hellish lifestyle. So city lifestyle in general, apart from, devotees practicing Krishna consciousness, is basically hellish life only. This is what the culture is leading to in general. And it is not one or two cases, one or two cases. There are many, many people who are suffering like this. So that is why it is very important for devotees to preach, Krishna consciousness for people in general. That we have got now the benefits of Krishna consciousness in our life. Now let us give out to others, and that is what Prabhupada wanted the preachers to stay in cities so that they can go out and preach to as many people as possible. And others, those who are grahasthas and others, Prabhupada wanted that they go and they maintain the you know uh, village culture, village culture, and there they live a very natural lifestyle. By that, what will happen? There will be a balanced lifestyle, and in balanced lifestyle, actually practicing Krishna consciousness will be very easy actually. Like we can see simply, those who are brahmacharis, those who are staying in the renounced order of life, for them it becomes very easy to preach. It becomes very easy to do book distribution and things like that. Like in the month of December, we had book distribution. So brahmacharis from Bangalore team, they distributed almost like 12,000 plus books. And when I was student, when I was working, that time also I was trying to do book distribution and all. But hardly there was the contribution was like maybe 500, maybe 100, maybe 200 or so, not more than that. But devotees are able to contribute more because they are living more natural life, because they are able to sleep early in the night and get up early in the morning and contribute more to the mission of Prabhupada. That is the whole and sole purpose of staying in city. The purpose of staying in city is not just earn nicely and just stay lively, somehow or other. No, that is not the purpose. The purpose is we should reduce our material needs and increase our spiritual output, spiritual input also, spiritual output also to the society, so that the society is saved in general. That's the whole and sole purpose. So in the ninth canto, ninth chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we'll just see that purport. There, Prabhupada gives one contradictory statement. He says that actually sometimes material lifestyle and spiritual practices, they go parallel, and sometimes they go against each other. So then, when I read initially this statement, uh, I was not able to understand. But when I consulted my superiors and tried understanding, then I could understand the meaning of that related to this. That why Prabhupada sometimes he is heavy on the on the modern advancement, and he glorifies so much the modern cities and things like that. I think the next verse. So here it is. Now, in the conditioned state, sometimes devotional service and conditional service in relation to body will parallel one another. Means basically they will go hand in hand with one another. But then again, sometimes these activities become opposed to one another. So sometimes the modern advancement helps in preaching and things like that. So to newcomers and to new people, we cannot go and tell them that whatever life you are living is just hellish life. You cannot practice here. In case you want to, practice properly, peacefully, then live a natural lifestyle. So if we tell directly like them, then they will say it is impossible for us. Like just as when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's disciples, they went to, England and they tried preaching, and then, the person asked that, can you make me Brahmanas? And then they told that, you have to follow four regulative principles. He said, this is my life, I will die off without these things. So like that, people will say that in case you talk about too much, renunciation and things like that, it is impossible for us. We cannot practice only these things. We cannot, stay away from comforts and things like that. But Prabhupada is telling here that sometimes, they go together. So when go together means what? Best use of the bad bargain, basically we can use. That the modern cities are there. Now let us not indulge into, the blame game that, this is to be blamed and that is to be glorified and things like that. Let us make out, the best use of the bad bargain. Whatever is the good things that are there, just use it in service of Krishna and glorify. For example, this projector is there, the laptop is there, the charger is there, the electricity is there. As long as it is there, let us use it in service of Krishna and glorify Krishna. In case if it is not there, then also we should be happy to live a very natural life. We should be ready to preach Krishna consciousness. And sometimes they go against each other. When material life becomes only focus, then it goes against, for brahmacharis, when they leave the job and join brahmachari ashram, that time, parents and all relatives, friends and all, they become very scared that what is happening? He is leaving the job and going away. So, here now things are becoming opposite to each other. The modern advancement and practice of Krishna consciousness, they, go each other, opposite to each other. So that is why it becomes little difficult sometimes to practice Krishna consciousness in city culture and things like that. But in case natural lifestyle is there, then it is very easy to practice Krishna consciousness. Because even if somebody falls down from the, platform of pure devotional service or platform of devotional service, he will be held by actually the varnasrama dharma. He will not go back to at least the sinful lifestyle. But in the modern cities and things like that, when people are practicing Krishna consciousness, in case if they are not able to come up to that level, then they go back to the sinful life only. That is the disadvantage of actually the, modern lifestyle and things like that. So if we see in the life of Prabhupada, Prabhupada made best use of everything. So it is said actually, buddhir yasya balang yasya tasya nirbuddhi ste kuto balang pasya singha madon mataha sahasa kena nipantata. So the meaning of this sloka goes, so Prabhupada gives, he tells a very nice story in this. Once what happened, one, king was there and he had, a favorite, advisor. And all other ministers, they were very much, envious of this, this particular minister. So this minister was very clever actually. He was very, very visionary and he was very thoughtful. So one time, king thought, I have to teach a good lesson to all these fellows because they are always very, very much envious of him. So then, he said, I will give you a task. What you do, you weigh the elephant, who is, the biggest elephant in our city. You just, weigh him. And during those times, there was no like, a weighing machine like in modern days. We have big, weighing machine wherein, trucks and other things also can be weighed. So all the ministers, they were confused and the king gave them 3 days time. That 3 days time I give you, and within those 3 days you have to weigh the, elephant. And for 3 days they trying all their permutation combination, whichever weighing machine they tried using, all that was breaking actually. So then, he thought, now let us give the opportunity to the, a minister who is very actually clever and things like that. So then he told immediately that actually the weight of the elephant is actually 450, this sacks of this particular grain. Like that he told. And then the, king asked, how you are able to tell? These fellows, they are trying since last 3 days with the same elephant and they are not able to do. Then, that minister said that actually what did I do? I took the elephant in a boat and in the water, and then in the other boat, of the same, similar features, I started putting all these different sacks of, the grains that were there. And when the, water level went off, to equal level, then I understood this is the weight of the elephant. So those who are intelligent, enough, they will be able to survive actually. Those who are not intelligent enough, they will not be able to survive actually. So this is what the theory of fittest that the modern world says. But Prabhupada says in relation to this that in case the theory of fittest is true, then those who are given protection by the Supreme Lord, or those who are given protection, those who are weaklings, those who are given protection, they will also be able to survive. So, if we take shelter of the Supreme Lord, then we may not be intelligent enough, but we will be able to survive. So, in relation to this, if you see Prabhupada's lifestyle, Prabhupada himself, as a leader, he gave 5 things. Because of that, he was very successful as a leader. So, first thing is he was very humble. He was ready to accept anything and everything, whatever was helpful to propagate Krishna consciousness. Second thing is that the very difficult to get this combination of being humble and always being enthusiastic. So if you see the lifestyle of Prabhupada, 24 hours round the clock he was enthusiastic for preaching. Like we see, during the new in Vrindavan temple, when the temple was opening and the governor was coming, Prabhupada was very sick. He was not able to get up from the bed only. But when the governor came, actually Prabhupada got up and we welcomed him as if he was all right only. Nothing happened to Prabhupada. And he was super enthusiastic, to receive and to do all the rituals and things like that. But as soon as the governor went off, Prabhupada actually collapsed literally. So Prabhupada was super enthusiastic, at the same time humble also. Then the third thing is that he appreciated all the devotees, whatever contribution they could do in their life. So one simple pastime comes to my memories. Kritu Prabhu gives this example that why he is able to sustain in Krishna consciousness. So Kritu Prabhu and his good wife, both of them, they were staying in the America, and Prabhupada was preaching there. And the temple president told this couple that you make the cloth for Tulsi Maharani, the frock for Tulsi Maharani. So both Kritu Prabhu and his wife, they worked hard and they got the cloth. They made a very nice outfit for Tulsi Maharani, and they brought it and they offered it. And when the temple president saw, he said, "This is disgusting. This is so bad. It is not at all fitting. It is not at all good looking," and things like that. And Kritu Prabhu and his good wife, they were like full feeling so bad. They said, "Okay, today's program at least we will attend, and henceforth we will never ever come back to ISKCON temple." Like that they determined. But then Prabhupada came for the darshan of the temple. All devotees were super enthusiastically, they were dancing, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. But while going at the, on the way, Prabhupada saw, Tulsi Maharani cloth, and he said, "Oh, such a beautiful outfit for Tulsi Maharani. Who prepared this?" And then, immediately the temple president said, Kritu Prabhu and his good wife, they have prepared. "Oh, so nice. Thank you so much." And this one simple appreciation of Prabhupada is keeping them in Krishna consciousness even today also. Even the so-called chastisements of Prabhupada are also actually his appreciation only. And that is why, devotees, I was hearing one particular morning walk of Prabhupada, therein, Prabhupada is telling, all different, devotees who are, engaged in different services, telling them, you are rascal. You are not doing this service, you are rascal. Then devotees are telling about themselves how they are, defective in their service. And then Prabhupada says, "You are also a bigger rascal." And then the next devotee says, "Prabhupada, I am doing this, but I failed here." Then Prabhupada said, "You are a more bigger rascal." And all devotees are so happy when Prabhupada is calling them rascal. So even Prabhupada's chastisement also is encouraging actually to devotees. So Prabhupada appreciated all devotees, encouragement, contribution in whatever way they could contribute in a small or big way. Fourth thing actually Prabhupada did was special recognition to excellence. Those who excelled in service, Prabhupada always gives special recognition to them. Those who are thoughtful, those who are, very good at making planning, those who are very good at, giving out their life and their, time, Prabhupada gave special recognition to them. Like Prabhupada started this, marathon time, book distribution marathon time. Those who will distribute more books, I will go to that temple and stay there. So that was, Prabhupada's special, excellence that he would give, special recognition to excellence. And the fifth thing of Prabhupada as being leader is he gave, freedom for creativity. Any devotee who wants to, try out something new to preach Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada gave opportunity to them. So Prabhupada was, we know that, the Western devotees, they did this, Mumbai Pandal program. And after doing this Pandal program, two of Mataji disciples of Prabhupada, they got very much inspired. And they said, "Prabhupada, we also want to do something big like this for you." Prabhupada said, "Yes, try out. Why not? For me, the American, lady disciples, they are no lesser than like, boys only. So they will be able to do very nicely." So Prabhupada told them that you go to Jaipur and you organize a very big program and Pandal program. So these two Mataji disciples, they went to Jaipur and they met, the Sethji, Sethji is their local, people and all. They organized a very big Pandal program for Prabhupada. But now they were like, they were having thoughts like America. In America, you just give a, contract and, within some time the things will be done. So they gave contract to somebody and Prabhupada went there for Pandal program and there was not even bamboo sticks that were put, for organizing the Pandal. And Prabhupada said, where is the, Pandal? You organized a big program, you have collected funds, you have collected grains and things like that for cooking and feeding people and things like that. But where is the Pandal? You ladies will remain ladies only. So there, those Mataji, they said that actually Prabhupada gave encouragement, at the same time he leveled our falsigo also. He kept our falsigo always, so that it doesn't, boom, or it doesn't go beyond level. Like there was one more disciple of Prabhupada who offered, uh, rose water to Prabhupada. And this rose water bottle, small bottle, during those days it costed $70. $70 means huge amount. So it was the most pure rose water that was offered to Prabhupada. And he offered to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, this rose water will keep your head very cool. And one drop itself is, more than enough. So Prabhupada took that rose water bottle and he, poured that entire rose water bottle on his hand and, he put on his head. And the disciple asked, Prabhupada, you could use this water for at least, maybe 60 days or so, because more than 60 drops were there. One drop was more than enough. Prabhupada said, we also get like this rose water in Kolkata, and that is much better than this. And later Prabhupada said, it was very nice. So Prabhupada encouraged also, at the same time he kept their falsigo also leveled. So in summary, what we discussed in today's class was, the disadvantage of modern cities, wherein Prabhupada sometimes he's, heavy on that, because there are a lot of disadvantages of these things. At the same time, we can use the best use of the bad bargain. And then we discussed about how Prabhupada, as being leader, the 5 qualities. First thing is the being humble. Second thing is, having super enthusiasm. Third thing is the appreciation for all devotees. Fourth one is special recognition to excellence. And the fifth thing is gave creative freedom, to all devotees, whoever wanted to contribute in whatever way to the mission of Srila Prabhupada. But at the same time, he kept, to that creative freedom also, he kept some limit. Like one time, Prabhupada went to one particular temple, and in the temple there was not sufficient place for the deities, different deities to be there. So the devotees, what they did, they made a rotating altar. So when Prabhupada paid obeisances, he paid obeisances to God Nitai. But when he got up, he saw there was Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. He said, where is God Nitai? He said, Prabhupada, there was no space. But so we made a rotating altar. Just you press the button and the altar will rotate. And the other side will be Jagannath, Baldev and Subhadra. Prabhupada said, you cannot play with the, vigrahas. You cannot, you should be very careful while dealing with Guru, deities and fire. These 3 things one should be very careful. So Prabhupada cautioned them and he said, no, you cannot do like this. So similarly in Pune temple, while Pune, opening Pune temple, the devotees, all engineers, so they were also planning that we will have a altar, very special altar, unique altar in the entire ISKCON. We will not be having rotating altar, but we will having a altar. When the pujari is doing worship, the deities will be inside. But when the darshan is there, that time the platform will move ahead and the deities will come ahead. So devotees did all planning and they gave order for the shafts and things like that for making and things like that. But then they asked Radhesham Prabhu that we are going to do this. And Radhesham Prabhu said, wait a minute, let me check at least with the DT ministry. And when they checked with the DT ministry, Narasimha Prabhu, and he was like boiling. He was furious. He was very fiery. He said, what? This is nonsense. You cannot do like this. And then he told to the devotees, and devotees said, no, bro, you try explaining, we are all engineers and we are doing it in a super excellence way and it will never fall down, this, that and all. And the platform will just move little ahead only. It will be just unique altar in the entire ISKCON, and that is what creativity. We also want to utilize our intelligence and things like that. And but the GBC team, they said nothing you do. You cannot play with with the deities. So there was a freedom for the creativity, but still there is a limit to it. So similarly, there is a freedom for creativity, but we cannot compromise at least on 4 regulatory principles and chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Like we have a lot of bridge preaching and other things. In the bridge preaching also we do a lot of other things, but Hare Krishna Mahamantra and 4 regulatory principles remain same only. We can do so many other things, but this Hare Krishna Mahamantra remains same. Okay, so I'll end it here. Any questions or comments? Any of you? I'm beyond my time. So today also is Ekadashi and tomorrow is Varaha Dwadashi. So I request all devotees to please forgive me in case if I have committed some mistake here and there, and if I hurt you in any ways. So please bless me so that I can also get some bhakti. And today is Ekadashi day. So in some way at least I could serve you by speaking on Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.